Yup. So I'm not sure if this is interesting to anybody, but it is to me. This is what you get with the solids in this stuff here. Look at that. I don't know why this is so fascinating to me. I don't have a shaker machine to to mix this stuff up, so I'm gonna mix this stuff up nice and carefully. I think I took a half an hour on the last gallon of stuff I used. And what I'm stirring up are the solids. Yeah, look at that. Are the solids in this primer. And so you have a really good idea of what you're putting on your substrate as you spray this stuff. Any stuff. You know, if you spray pearls or metallics, paint, you'll see the same sort of thing. What you don't see when I spray my stuff is I kind of shake up my my little can there as I paint, as I prime, to make sure that this stuff is still evenly distributed in the solids. So yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm not a big fan of the mechanicals of any kind of a restoration. I do it because I have to, but it's the paint job and the bodywork stuff that I just really, really enjoy. Me and a winning lotto ticket equals a much larger garage and all kinds of body projects. Maybe even a Volvo P1800. That's my favorite car ever. So I'll stir the hell out of this for another half hour or so. I'll listen to my audiobook and get the priming going. Yep. All right. So here's what I'm doing today. I've got my engine kind of just sort of covered up, and it's doing duty as a shelf. Bless its heart. And I'm gonna prime these things here. So I've got this primer here, which is the high build stuff that I'm just really in awe of. Good stuff. I've got the black stuff, which is epoxy primer. Good, solid, strong as piss. But I want to be able to work this stuff easier, so I'm going to put the high build primer on and then do the next step. Once I'm done with this, I am then going to move off to my trunk. I'm going to rough all this stuff up, put a layer of gray epoxy primer, same color as that stuff, and not use the high build. I don't need to worry so much about the... If this is imperfect in a couple of spots, I don't really care. This isn't really what you're going to see. And I've done a good job, I think, on preparing the surfaces for paint anyway. So I just want one more layer of good epoxy, and the stuff I've got is pretty gosh darn good. From here, I plan to move on to my engine bay, and again, I'll do some work on here so it doesn't look so rumply, and more gray epoxy here. Again, I don't need to put high build stuff here because I really want the strength and the durability of the epoxy primer. I've ordered some chassis black for the under portions of my build here, to include likely here, likely, and all the parts that you see under the trunk and so forth that need to get painted, but you'll never see the actual color of the car. So, yeah. And I am absolutely tied up in knots as to what color I want to paint this thing finally. It's going to be a red or a blue, but I just can't come up with a good color. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm following the boobs of an MGA. So, next video I think should be these things primed up. I'm already seeing some reflections that are not as nice as I'd like them to be, so that's what the high build does. My high build is this stuff here, and I've had good luck with this, so I like this stuff a lot. I really do. Yeah, so just stand by. And there's my trunk. It's still a little bit tacky, but the the primer. I've got I think it's another 3 coats in there. Looks really nice. Yeah, I'm not too displeased. Not bad. Yeah. So now I'm working on my wet sanding of my engine bay here. I'm gonna take a few minutes to dry it out, and I know that wet sanding is not an approved method by some people, but I don't care. I'll be doing another 4 coats in here as well, 2 coats, 3 coats, some thereabouts, whatever I've got, and then I'm going to, I think, in these areas here, the big triangle, I'm not going to paint those with body paint. I will instead paint that with some chassis paint that I just received from, what do you call it, Eastwood, and I've got some work to do on the underside of the trunk there. I need to rig up a thing so that the trunk is completely free and clear. That won't take me long. Free and clear of that stilt. I'll have to put that stilt somewhere else, but probably, if I can zoom in on this damn thing, that corner there on each side. I've got some prep work in there to do. That's easy. That's more epoxy paint, primer, sorry, on both sides. And that area there, I'll probably just epoxy paint with a gray. And I think that might be pretty much it for the undercarriage. And then I'll be doing some prep of the body, dustifying it, de-dustifying it, and priming it with that high build primer. And that, from that point on, it's going to be kind of a, I guess I'll get a better idea of how well I've prepared my body, because at this point I'll be doing blocks, long boards, and that kind of thing. I already see a couple of pinholes, if that'll, come on now. I guess it's not going to, anyway, take my word for it, there's some pinholes in there that I'll need to take care of. The doors are done as well. It's a nice sunny day outside, so I'll start to sand this stuff down and make a nice substrate there. I see some issues there already. Yeah. See if you can see those. Yeah. So I'll need to do something about that. Oh God. I've got a stomach bug or something and I'm not feeling well, so I might just say fuck it, go to bed. Puke my guts out again. Yep. And the engine bay's done. I think I have the opportunity to do a little bit of work to it. That is, I have a run, but it's not a bad run, and I'll be able to overcome that pretty quickly. I'm not doing a whole lot of priming to this to make it. I redid this in gray on purpose so that when I put the final paint down, the black primer won't have any issue with the color that I choose. I want the entire thing to be gray. This body will be gray when I put the high build primer on it, etc., etc. And I don't want there to be a marked change in color between the engine bay and my body. I learned this the hard way on the car I had to redo. So this is done. I'm going to let this cure for a day or 2 or 3 or 5 before I cover this entire opening plus this with plastic. And frankly, sealing up all of this with plastic is going to be tough, so I've got to think about this, how best to do it. Basically, I don't want that high build primer to get on top of the surface in here. I can probably just get away with it by just doing the top and the cowl vent, and maybe these things here. Yeah, I've got some work in there to do. Fuck. Son of a bitch. Yeah, look at that. I got a lot of work in there to do. Yep. So, guts are giving me all kinds of hell. I'm gonna go to bed soon. This is cured really nicely. I showed you that before. Yeah, I'm not too displeased with this at all. Yeah. This also, this entire opening here, the trunk lid opening, plus all that crap in there, I'm going to cover up with plastic. I don't intend on doing a whole lot more painting on the interior body tub. I've got a little bit of work on there to do. I just want to cover it up. And a little bit of work there I want to cover up. But all of this, I'm going to line with Dynamat for, make it nice and quiet. So I really don't care if it looks nice or is presentable in terms of paint, everything else. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to go to bed.